Okay, so here I am in ChatGPT, and if I ask it like this question, what's the best course on SaaS on WordPress? You will see WordPress SaaS 2.0, my website, Learn with Hasan, will pop up in the first result. You can see this is my website and the source ChatGPT. So I'm getting free traffic directly from ChatGPT for a prompt like this one. Let's copy it, open Cloud, enter. Again, you will see I'm the first result on Cloud. Go to Perplexity, again the same prompt, and you will see this is my course on top of Perplexity. So my website, my course is ranking on top of AI models. In this video, I will share with you 7 techniques to rank your website on top of AI models like ChatGPT and Claude. And more importantly, I will share with you a free system I built so you can track your performance, your website mentions inside AI models. If you are ready, let's get started. Okay, before we start, and in like 30 seconds, let's recap together how was organic traffic before AI in 2023 and before. So we have Google and we go and search for keywords, for example, WordPress SaaS course. So this is a keyword that people may search for, and then you rank your website on top of Google to get traffic directly from Google, organic free traffic. So we used to do keyword research. We use keyword research tools like this one. I search for keywords, I see the search volume, and then I go here to my website and optimize the page, what we call on-page SEO and off-page SEO, and we start optimizing to rank on Google. And more importantly, we used to track performance with Google Search Console. So you can see how many clicks you are getting, how many impressions, and so on. So this is traditional SEO. Is it dead? In my opinion, of course not. And I still get a lot of traffic from SEO today, and I believe it's still so important. But beside SEO, today we have something new, AIO or AI optimization to get traffic directly from AI models like ChatGPT and other models. So, as I mentioned, in SEO, we use Google Search Console so we can track our website performance or search engines and track which keywords are getting impressions and clicks. So, for AI, we need something similar. We need to track our website mentions on ChatGPT and AI models. For example, I want to know as a website owner that this query here, that this prompt is generating a response that's mentioning my website and so on. So I can track my website performance on AI models. So I did some research to find some tools that can track performance on AI models, and I found things like Ahrefs starting $79 a month. Another tool is called keyword.com. Another one is called SE Ranking, starting with $95 a month. We have Ahrefs starting $129. We have Peak or Peace, I don't know, $199 or $89 a month. We have First Answer starting for $39 a month for only 10 monitored prompts, and so on. So we have several tools, and honestly, I didn't test any of these tools and they might be great. But in terms of pricing, I felt it's somehow expensive, especially for people starting new and they have tight budget. So I decided to create and build an alternative. So the first step, I will show you how to set up this system so you can track your performance on AI models. Then I will share with you the 7 tactics to rank your website inside AI models. In this way, we have like a full course on AI optimization for free organic traffic from AI. So to build this system, this tracking system, I used Make. I chose Make first because it's no code, it's super simple, and it's totally free to get started. So if you are new here, Make is a no code tool that allows you to build any automation you want, any system you want in a super simple way. And I partnered with Make to give you 1 month pro access totally for free. Just sign up using the link in the description and follow up with me. In my case, let's log into my account. And when you are here in the dashboard, just click on scenarios and click on create a new scenario. Now, our tracking system consists of 3 scenarios. One is for tracking that you'll see right now. And the second 2 is to build the user interface like this one, this dashboard. You can see I click on this button. We get this simple report to track everything with this clean UI. So let's go back to our scenario, and to make things simple for you, I will share with you in the description a link to the JSON file that you can use to import the scenario directly. So just click on these 3 dots here and input the blueprint, choose file, and then simply select the blueprint, save, and boom, you will get the scenario. Now forget about this part here, I'll talk about it later. Our main flow is this one here. Okay, it's super simple as you will see right now. What's going on here simply is the first module, the first step is just reading the queries or the prompts we want to track on AI. So if you go here to Make, we have something called data store, which is built in Make, and this is what makes Make great. It has all the features you want directly inside without any external services. So you can see here I created these 4 databases or data stores or tables that connects with our scenario. The idea is super simple as you will see right now. So we have LM queries. If you browse this one, you will see I added 4 queries, like the 4 prompts I want to track. Again, if you go to ChatGPT here, so this is our prompt. It's like keywords in the old SEO. Today we have prompts or what we call LM queries. So here you add your queries, and the second one is for keywords. So here, these are the keywords or what you want to track. In my case, I want to track my website mentions. So I added Learn with Hasan and learnwithhasan.com. So these are the main 2 keywords I want to track. And here we have 2 other tables, one for keyword tracking. So here you will see I'm tracking the keywords when my website is mentioned. And I have here another table for brand mentions. So this system not only tracks your website, it also tracks your competitors, and this is really game changer. So you can see your competitors where are ranking on AI, so also you can optimize and outrank them. So we have 4 data stores, and it's super simple to create such data store. If you click on edit, you will see I have simply here a query. That's all. Just click add data store and you give it a name, for example LM queries, and here you click on add and add an item and simply add query. That's it, and you click on save and you get this data store, and so on. For tracking, if you open this, we have query again, we have keyword, and we have found, which is a Boolean value, true or false, and we have the date, and then the LM if you are targeting multiple AI models like ChatGPT and Claude and so on, so we can track on which AI we are monitoring, and then save. The same for keywords. It's very simple structure. We have here a keyword only, and here we have LM brand mentions. You will see we have brand, query, date, URL, and that's it. 4 fields. It's super simple. You just need to copy and paste these to build your 4 data stores. So when you build them, you will see here the first one is simply connected to LM queries. So we are reading the prompts that we want to track. The second step is simply an iterator which loops and read one by one. Then we go and call ChatGPT. This one, please focus here. What I'm doing simply is I'm calling ChatGPT with GPT-4o search preview. So here, please, one important point. If you go to ChatGPT again, let's repeat the session, new chat, copy the prompt. Please focus here. You will see that ChatGPT is searching the web. You see, search the web before generating the answer. So here we are using a tool to search, then it responds. The same here, if you want to mimic this behavior, you need to use a search preview. You can also use the default model without web search to track your mentions on LMs without search. So this is another model if you want. We have model with search and we have a model without search. In my case, I'm using the search preview to mimic the same behavior on ChatGPT. Then I will create these two OpenAI modules to extract the data in a formatted structure in JSON. You see here, I tell it return a JSON, brands, and URL. So it's simple and it's easy for me to read and save in a database. I will show you now an example to understand what's happening. This one here just gets a JSON and formatted well and converts to structured data. So these are just for structuring the response we get from here. Then when we get all the mentions, all the brand mentions, we are going to again iterate, loop one by one and save to our second data store. You see here to brand mentions. So here we are extracting all the brand mentions and saving them inside the data store. Then what I do is I want to check if my keywords, if my website is mentioned in the responses. So you can see here I get my keywords from the keywords table. So I loop, and here you can see we have a filter. I check if the messages coming from ChatGPT contains my value or my keyword, and I save it inside the keywords tracking database. So again, to sum up, in the first step, we are going to get all the prompts. In the first part here, we are going to extract all the brand mentions, every company mentioned from the responses, and save them. Then this second part, these three modules, will check only for my keywords, filter out the responses containing my website, and save it in this data store. Let me run this system once inside Make to help you understand what's going on. So I will run. The first step is it will get the queries. It will start looping one by one. So this is the first iteration. We are calling ChatGPT with search and extracting the responses. You can see here we have the response, message, content. You see, this is the ChatGPT response. You can see my website is here. So this is the response from ChatGPT. The second step is we are extracting this response. You see here, choices. We are just transforming the response into this JSON. You see, structured JSON. Then this one is used to ensure we'll turn it into structured response that make understand. You see here now we have one, the first response, second response, third response, and so on. So we have now the full results, the full brand mentions structured in JSON format. Then this we have the iterator. Then it saves all the records to data store. And here we are filtering my mentions. You can see the filter. It checks if I am mentioned, and if I am mentioned, it stores the mentions in data store. So if you go back here and open, for example, brand mentions, you will see all the records that we got. We have now 180 records, 100 brand mentions saved inside this data store. So this is the first scenario you want to import. And one note, you need to configure all these data stores. This one with LM brand mentions, and this one with LM keywords, and this one with LM keyword tracking. And finally, don't forget to set up your OpenAI key here. To add a connection, you just add and enter your API key so you have access to OpenAI. So the first scenario that tracks and collects data is ready. You just need to run it. You can schedule it, for example, once a day or once a week. It's up to you. And now we have the data saved. We just need a way to read and view in this simple dashboard so we can track it with a simple UI. So the second step is to create these second two systems. This one, which are very basic, this one is to read data from our keyword tracking and return it as JSON here as an array. So again, I will leave the scenarios. You can just import. This is very simple. We have a webhook which acts like a URL. Let me show you this. If I open, it gives you a URL. If I copy it and go and open my browser here, paste, enter, you will see I get the full data in JSON format, you see, in the browser. So this is just like a system that allows me to read data from the database inside Make. This is the first one. And the second system that reads the brand mentions. The same way we have a webhook, or called an API endpoint, a URL that you get and use to read the full data in JSON format. Of course, we're not going to read such data in the browser. This is why I created this simple interface for you. You just need to enter your Make URL here, click on fetch data, and then it will format it like the query you're mentioning. You can see the keyword, in which language model, and by date, the second keyword, and so on. The same for brand tracking. You just fetch data and it will show you all your competitors, all the web pages ranking for the same keyword on ChatGPT. You can see we have now different websites. I can discover my competitors, see who is building something like my course, and so on. And to make things simple for you, you just need to go here to lm-tracker.lemonhasan.com to get this simple page. And if you want to get the source code, I will leave it so you can run it locally if you want, or maybe optimize it and host it and have your own system to track your mentions on language models. So again, we have 3 systems or 3 scenarios: one for tracking, one for reading data, brand mentions, and one for reading data from keywords. And this is the UI, so you have the full system to track your performance on AI models. Now, before I move on to the 7 tactics to rank your website after we are monitoring the performance, I want to mention that you can extend the system to track on any AI you want. For example, you just need to go here and add a router, and then simply, for example, you see this route here, you can instead of ChatGPT, you can use, for example, Anthropic Claude and clone the same path here. For example, you can add a route and you can search here for Perplexity, and you can add Perplexity AI or simply Gemini, and so on. So you can track on multiple AI systems. Just make sure here, when you want to save data, to choose the LLM. In my case, it's GPT-4o. Then you just change it for Gemini or Claude or whatever. So this way, in the UI, you can see different LLMs here in this section. And what's nice about Make, they introduced this new grid system where you can see the full scenarios in this awesome iBird view, so you can track exactly what's going on inside your systems. And this is especially helpful if you want to scale the system and even build a backend for your micro SaaS with Make. Yes, with no code like Make, you can build a full backend to your micro SaaS tools. You can see you can track everything and switch to 2D. You can turn light mode. You will get notifications if anything wrong is happening. You can track your transfer, view and spot any problems easily inside your account or your systems. Not only that, on my website, I published this case study or this stress test I made with Make to check if it can handle 1,000 requests per minute, simulating a real-world micro SaaS traffic. And you can see here, you can read this blog, and in the results, you can see I got 100% success rate in all tests. So we can say comfortably, Make can handle 1,000 requests per minute, and you can build a full backend for your tools or micro SaaS with no code and Make. And the grid system will definitely help you when you scale your scenarios with Make. One last note I want to mention, that this system I built here is somehow simplified to help you understand the concept. You can add more fields you want to track, for example, the history, so you can build a chart. You can add more fields and track more data within the system. You can expand, optimize as you like, and maybe you can turn this into your own tool or your own micro SaaS for LM tracking. Okay, now it's time to see the 7 tactics to rank your website and put your website inside AI responses, putting it in front of millions of users using AI models every single day. But a small disclaimer, to be transparent, what I'm about to share with you is not something 100% guaranteed, simply because this field, these studies are still new, and there are limited tests and research around this topic. And I myself am still testing, experimenting different tactics to optimize my websites for AI. And you will see right now some examples I will show you from my websites I'm still building and experimenting right now. But I tried my best and did the research, experiments, and tests to share with you the most important tactics and tips to rank your website on AI and get free traffic from AI. So let's get started with tactic number 1. Adding statistics, numbers, and proof to your content. LLMs or AI models are trained to give priority to content with verifiable information and factual responses when generating a response to a prompt. So try your best whenever you write a blog, a page, anything, to mention numbers and proof. For example, maybe not the best example, but something that we can rely on. This test, this one, the stress test, here I'm sharing something I did, a test verified with numbers. And I tried this, by the way. While I was doing and testing this, I asked ChatGPT for something related, and you can see my website here, even my Medium blog, appeared in ChatGPT results. So it used my content to respond to my prompt. And I think this is because I have a real test, something verifiable in my blog that LMs can rely on to respond. So this is the idea, is to write or create content. When LMs read it, it can see verifiable information and build what we call a trust confidence score. This will help consider your website as a source of information when generating responses. Tactic number 2, engaging on Reddit, forums, and Quora. LMs or AI models are trained on millions of Reddit conversations and threads, and Quora questions and answers, and user-generated content, because it's considered or often seen as authentic and unbiased content. So language models and AI companies deal with user content and discussions as a source of authenticity. This is why you should consider joining Reddit, forums, Quora, and communities so you can give trust signals to language models using these sources. Also, you can build your own community, your own forum on your website so user engages, asks questions, answers on your website, and this may give another trust signal to AI that your website have authentic conversations and will deal with it as a trusted source. For example, on my website, you see I have a community, I have forums where people engage, ask questions, and discuss topics related to marketing and digital products. Tactic number 3 is FAQ optimization, or frequently asked questions optimization. So before AI, usually people used to search Google for keywords, for example, WordPress, SaaS, like a keyword. But today, people are more into questions, asking full questions, like what is the best online course to build SaaS on WordPress? So people will ask full questions. And this is where it comes answering these questions on your website. So, for example, in this blog post here, if you go down, you will see I have a fact sections answering common questions people might ask about the topic. So this way, when ChatGPT or AI find the exact same question on my website with the answer, combined with the trust signals we mentioned before, it may use my response, my website, to answer the user question. So you can search Google and use tools to find questions people are asking, and then you can answer them inside your blog posts and your web pages. Even if you are building tools, for example, like in my case, Toolbox, I'm building tools here. Make sure to add a facts section like this one to answer common questions about such tools. People may ask questions like, what is the best keyword research tool? And if I answer this question here, ChatGPT may use my answer to reference my web page, which includes my tool, and so on. Tactic number 4 is what we call creating comparison table or structured data. These tables or comparison content will help LMs and AI models answer questions like what is the best X or what is the best product and so on. For example, just yesterday I was working on this new comparison page, especially for testing this AI traffic strategy. So you can see I'm building this VPS companies page on my website selfhostschool.com, and here I'm adding different VPS providers with comparisons, getting data, trusted data, collecting real data from the web, and building this structured table on my website, hoping that whenever someone asks for a VPS comparison or what is the best VPS or so, AI can use my data, my collected data, my structured data to answer people's questions, and I can get traffic to my website from AI using this strategy. So in your niche, find what type of comparison data you can create, and you can create these tables or content directly on your website. And somehow simple today with WordPress and some custom snippets if you are following my other videos on building SaaS or micro SaaS or snippets on WordPress. And I will have a full video soon about creating such libraries and directory websites on WordPress in a full course here on my channel. So don't forget the notifications to get every new update. Okay, let's now move to tactic number 5, which is multi-platform authority building. What I mean simply is you need to create content today on different platforms. Like in my case, I create on my website, on YouTube, on X, on Medium. So this way, when language models see the same content, same information in different sources, it may build a trust signal that this information is cross-referenced in different platforms, and there's a good signal for the language model to generate content and responses based on this data. So pick your platforms, like 3 or 4 platforms, and make sure at least once a week to repurpose your content on different platforms to give signal to AI that your content or your brand is mentioned somehow everywhere and is trusted in different sources. Tactic number 6, update signals. In short, whenever you create a blog post or a web page, just make sure to keep your content fresh and new, and make sure to show the updated date or created date on your web pages, so language models, when scraping and reading your web pages, can know that this content is new and fresh, and it can rely on when generating content. So in short, just keep your content updated and mention the update date inside your web pages. Tactic number 7, something called JSON-DL, which is a JSON representation of the web page describing what's there in the web page. This will help the model understand the structure and read the web page in a structured format that AI loves and search engines in general love. For example, let me show you this. If you go back here to my web pages, course page, for example, this one, if I go here to view page source and go down, you will see here I have this simple script, including this JSON that contains every information, what's going on, and what exactly is this page about. For example, what this course teaches, the keywords, the location, the audience type, and so on. So when scrapers, AI scrapers, read the web page and find this JSON-DL structured data inside your web page, it will be easier for the AI to understand what this web page is about. And to build this, it's somehow simple. With WordPress, I use code snippets plugin. I just create a new snippet, and you can see here WP JSON-DL. I just added this snippet here. You can see I added this, and you can generate this with AI. I will show you how I did this in seconds. And then when you go to your web page, if I edit the page, you will see here I have this simple short code which I got from code snippets here. You see it gave me this short code. I just paste here, and then the JSON-DL will be implemented within the web page. Now, an easy way to create this JSON DL, for example, what I did is I copied the content of this web page. Yes, it's that dummy, and asked ChatGPT generate a JSON DL for this web page. This is how I created it, and then you will get it. You see, it will generate it and simply add a snippet and add to your web page. Let's now move to the bonus tip. Go back here to toolbox.com, my website, and I created a free tool for you called LM Query Generator. This will help you generate suggested prompts that people may use to find your web page. Again, if I go here and copy this web page, you just need to paste any web page you want on the web and click on generate LM queries. Now, using AI, it will scrape the web page content and it will generate like up to 20 prompts that you can use, or at least brainstorm that people may use to find your web page. So you can use these prompts to track. You see here, how can I build a SaaS application using WordPress? So people may ask this question to ChatGPT and your website may appear on this query. It's like keyword research, but for AI. So here we have like 20 different AI prompts, and you can copy some of these prompts, copy and use in our system that we built. Here we can go to LM queries and then, browse, and then add them here inside this table to track with our system. So use this tool to discover prompts that might be used to find your web pages and websites. I hope you learned something new today. If you did, smash the like button. And I think now you'll be interested in watching this video and building a full micro SaaS with WordPress and no code like me. Thank you for following and see you in the upcoming videos.